I am not quite sure if I'm dark shade or black bright today. I'll see which direction this video goes. But either way, if it's the first time you're passing through, please subscribe. That's the most important thing. And you can like and you can dislike if you don't like the content. And you can share if you think the content might benefit someone else. So what did I want to talk today about? What is a natural woman? Well, today I haven't got my wig on, have I? Is that what a natural woman is? I've got my headscarf on. I've got my little African outfit on. Does that mean I'm a natural woman? I think there's a misperception of what a natural woman is. That's just my opinion. It's not a fact. And that is what I do on this channel. I give my opinion. So nothing I say is a fact. If it is, I'll kind of let you know the source or whatever I got the information from. But this is just coming from me. I had a light bulb moment this morning and I thought, I was listening to one of my previous videos and I thought to myself, well, what is a natural woman? When a black man says, I want a natural woman, what does he mean? A lot of people think, oh, they say he wants a natural woman, but he's going out with a woman with a wig. He's going out with a woman who wears makeup. He's going out with a woman who dresses a certain way. A natural woman is not a visual woman. It's got nothing to do with how you look visually. It might help. It might help you put someone into a category if they look a certain way. You know, if them have them fierce and then don't but a cream it and their faces all dry up, and you know, you have some people who think they're natural and they have their hair all over the place, and you know, they just don't bother and they think, oh, I'm being natural. This is the natural way to be. The natural way to be doesn't mean that you have to be ungroomed. It doesn't mean that you don't look after yourself or you don't take pride in your appearance. That is not what being a natural woman is. And whether you are dreadlocks or a bald head, it both means the same thing. Both men are looking for the same natural qualities in a woman. They want a woman who's not artificial. And that, again, doesn't mean a visual representation of that woman. It's got to do with her spirit. Is her spirit pure and clean? Is it open? Is it honest? When we're talking about natural people, they're talking about natural women. I'm talking about now. They're talking about a woman who's not pretentious, who doesn't make out like she's something that she's not. A natural woman is somebody who is open, who shares, who gives, who loves, who hasn't got no secret agendas. That's what a natural woman is. So people focus on the face and focus on the looks and focus on the clothes. Why me can't wear anything make out of man-made things, and we can't eat certain kind of food and all this kind of stuff. And they believe that is what being natural is. Natural is about nature, yes, but we are nature. We're born of nature. And the thing is that we are natural within ourselves, providing we are being who we are meant to be. That is natural. It's when you start building layers of denial, of suppression, of anything that's got to do with the ego. When you start bringing out your past and bringing it into the present and making you different, making you behave differently, that is not a natural process. The natural process is to learn and grow and evolve. That's the natural process. That's the natural woman. So when you are in a state where you're holding down, you build up resentment, you have envy, you have greed, you have all of these things that are not making you a naturally open person. You are not a natural woman, regardless of how you look. Sometimes you see rastas with white women. Sometimes you see rastas with women who they would think are superficial. And I said, why? What is he doing with her? And him saying, want a natural woman. She's probably got a natural spirit. She's probably honest. She's probably open. She's probably got no hidden agendas. We don't know. But all I'm saying is a natural woman may not be what you think she is. And I put on this garb because I just wanted to make a point. And I remember when, this was really funny because when I met my brother for the first time in Jamaica, I was in my 20s and he'd seen a photograph of myself and my daughter. And we used to wrap up our head, and we used to make up like, not like we were Rasta, but I love the look. I love the way it looks regal. I love the way it makes me feel. So we took this photograph of my daughter and myself back to back. I don't know where that photo is, but it was a beautiful photo. And I'd sent it to Jamaica to show my father who I was, what I looked like. Anyway, my brother, who was a Rasta at the time, thought I was a dreadlock. So he comes up the hill and him have him stick, and him have him red, gold and green on him, and just like trod up at the hill, and when him see him just weird. That time, I'm just got my braids or whatever I had on at the time, just a, natural sister same way. And he's come up and him have to stop him trapped himself. But weird, Myrna, we think say he was a Jed, we think say he was a Rasta. I said, what gave you that impression? The photo, man, the photo. It was so funny because not 2 seconds after him just straighten up and him just normal, you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that its visualness is superficial. What you see on the surface is so superficial. It doesn't tell you anything about the person inside. So when you judge someone based on their appearance, you're going to be disappointed because that person may not meet your expectations. And you might have a Rasta who deals with a Rasta woman, but because she's had a lot of disappointments, she's had a lot of grief in her life, and that natural spirit has gone. So she might look the part, but she might not be able to play the part because she's not in that place yet. So being natural is about, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel you can be honest and open? Do you feel you are all you can be? Do you feel that you're the best you can be? Or do you feel as though you have to conform and you have to put on these airs and graces and you have to behave in a certain way for certain situations? Of course, in a work situation, you do need to conform. It's a part of life. Like Horsemouth said in Smile Orange, in order to get on in this life, you have to learn to play a part. So yes, of course, there'll be occasions when you have to adapt and conform and be the person you need to be to get to the next stage. But that doesn't take away who you are. And that doesn't mean that you have to carry that persona with you 24/7. It just means you use it when it's appropriate and you return when it's not. I did write a few little notes. So what is a natural woman? She's not artificial. A woman who knows herself. She walks with pride and dignity. She carries herself in an upright way. She knows how to smile. She knows how to laugh. She knows how to give. She's generous. She has a generous spirit. Generous with her time. Generous with whatever she has. You see? Those kind of things are natural. It's natural to be giving, loving, forgiving, compassionate, empathetic. That is natural. Anything else we learn as we're going along. We learn how to adjust to disappointment. We learn how to adjust to pain. And when we can't adjust to it, we set up our mechanisms which help us fight that off. And sometimes those mechanisms that we use to prevent us from pain and hurt are those ones that make us unnatural, that make us behave in a way that is not how we were intended to be. So she's confident in her own skin. She knows who she is and she acts out who she is. Some people misunderstand and think natural is about doing without or being ordinary. Like some people think, oh, if you're natural, you can't wear makeup, you can't wear jewelry. Like, wait, remember those old Pentecostal churches? And then fierce just bland. You couldn't wear jewelry, you couldn't wear no kind of jewelry. The only thing you could wear is a wedding ring. And they used to have them hats and them look like, my God, them fear of a duppy, half of them. Them never, from to going into a church to worship and be happy, you wouldn't be able to see that from their demeanor or from their face and they used to condemn and judge anyone who came into the church with a little bit of lively spirit, a little bit of color, a little jewelry. They used to condemn them. They took the word literally of how somebody must look when they enter the home of God, or what they used to call the church of God. They used to judge them for it, judge them from the way they look. And the funny thing is, in the Bible, it's quite contradictory because it says you don't judge somebody from the way they look. You judge them from the contents of their heart. But you find people, especially now, in a second, you're judged. They think they know who you are just by looking at you. They've already made up this picture of who you are, and it's not who you are. But they'll believe until you prove otherwise. But why should you prove otherwise? And that's the same perception we have with the police and our black men. They believe that they know who black men are just because they are black. So they stereotype them. They put them in this little vision of, of being criminal, of being up to no good, of being lazy, and they must have something that's not quite right about them. That is their perception based on a look. And yet I saw the other day some white guys throwing a petrol bomb into a police car. White guys. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to resonate. I didn't see it on the news. I didn't see it anywhere. That doesn't seem to flag up danger. And I think police are going to have more problems with white people who are angry and about what's going on now of being denied and deprived that they're going to have with black people. Because black people are used to doing without. Black people are used to living off of the bare minimum. Black people can adapt regardless of their big house and their big car. They can adapt and live off of nothing. But when you deny a white person what they believe is their rights and their freedoms, a woman was saying to me, well, she wasn't saying it to me, she was saying it into a meeting. She said the British are not used to having their rights denied. They're not used to being told what to do. But black people, we've been having that all our lives. So this is nothing. So the police, they need to be watching the backs of the white people, not the black people, because the white people are going to get ferocious. Anyway, let's get back to the subject of being natural. Natural is not caused, the definition of natural is not made or caused by humankind, but it is in accordance with nature. So for me, being natural is having wisdom, showing love, demonstrating patience, compassion, empathy, talent, and like I said, generosity. So we can be natural, but we can also be extraordinary. We can be unique. We can be special. So don't equate natural with dismal, with dull, with ordinary. Equate natural with being exuberant, exciting, with being who you are when you're at your best. That's who you are naturally, without all the pain, without all the disappointments, without all the grief, without all the abuse, without all of those adverse childhood experiences, adolescent experiences, the experiences you've had growing up throughout your life. Without all of those experiences, you're natural. And the thing is that when you get over and heal yourself from those experiences, that's why when you're healed from adverse experiences, that's why you come over so calm and you come over so, people just kind of gravitate towards you. Because yes, you've had the experiences and you've learned from them, but you're not allowing them to weigh you down. Then you're not allowing them to suppress your natural spirit. So, so being natural is the opposite of that, is being false. So yes, people could say it's about false eyelashes, about makeup, about the wigs, but it's not. And that's why men don't understand why they're drawn to a certain kind of woman when they're saying they want a natural woman. They don't understand it, but it's the spirit they're looking for, not the visual. It doesn't help if the woman is overly exaggerated, but it does. And you know, when you find women who are not natural, they make false claims about themselves. They're pompous, they're arrogant, they tell lies, they pretend, they're deceptive, they have a lot of skeletons in their closet. All of those things prevent you from your natural beauty. And that's what a natural, beautiful woman is. She's free of all of that. She doesn't have to lie. She doesn't have to pretend. She doesn't have to do anything that is not consistent with her values and her beliefs. So there has been nothing added and nothing taken away from her personality and her character. To me, that's a natural woman. And I'd like your comments on that. Do you think what I think as a natural woman is a natural woman? Or do you think it is the physical? And that's all for now. Bye-bye.